Today I want to explore a question that has been deeply present in my own life lately. Why does life feel so much more vibrant when we travel, and why do our everyday lives often feel dull and muted in comparison? Because this question began to echo within me as I reflected on the stark contrast between my life in Vienna and my recent 2-week stay on vacation. Because during those 2 weeks I felt completely alive, energized, joyful and free. And my days were rich with meaning, my thoughts were lighter, and emotionally I felt hopeful, elevated, and deeply engaged and alive all the time. But then I came back home to my regular life, and within days I felt myself slipping back into a fog, emotionally not that colorful anymore, and subtly disconnected and weighted down by a dull familiarity. And that radiant aliveness I had felt abroad began really to fade and got replaced by an all too familiar numbness. So I kept asking myself the same question over and over again. What exactly makes us feel truly alive? And more importantly, how can we access that feeling of aliveness wherever we are? And so I sat with that question. I journaled, I reflected, and then the answers arrived as layers of clarity, unfolding gently yet powerful. But before we dive into those insights, let's take a look at what's actually happening inside us, neurologically and also psychologically. So neuroscience research shows that novelty activates the brain's reward system, specifically the dopamine system, which is responsible for motivation, excitement, learning, and also for joy. So when we enter a new environment, our brains releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward, anticipation, and pleasure. And this release of dopamine heightens our senses, sharpens our curiosity, and draws us fully into the present moment. And this explains why traveling often makes us feel so much more alive. Because unfamiliar surroundings trigger the brain to pay closer attention. We begin to notice beauty again, and we experience a sense of awe, which research shows is directly linked to increased well-being, reduced stress, higher creativity, and even a stronger immune system. So from an evolutionary psychology perspective, this state of exploration, that blend of curiosity, excitement, and agency was essential for survival. And it's biologically encoded in us, as our brains were wired to thrive in environments filled with novelty, variety, and growth. And this phenomenon is known as neuroplastic enrichment, when new experiences literally rewire the brain, increasing openness, adaptivity, and resilience. And in simple terms, this means travel lights up our mind. And I planned my days not from routine or habit, but from excitement and purpose. And I nourished my body with healthy food, I met new inspiring people, and I had meaningful conversations. And most importantly, I was truly present all the time. And I wasn't overthinking. I wasn't stuck in my head or lost in overanalysis. I wasn't functioning on autopilot. I was engaged with life because I was living it and not managing it. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just a vacation, it was a return to my inner alignment. That sense of aliveness didn't just come from the place alone, it came from how I chose to be in that place. And I had entered what I now call the discovery mode, a mental and emotional state where we approach life with curiosity, enthusiasm, and also with a sense of wonder. Because when we are in discovery mode, we approach life not with fear, but step into the unknown with trust. And we stop trying to control the outcome and allow ourselves to actually experience what's in front of us. And that's where aliveness begins. Because there is this powerful sense of freedom that comes when we leave our comfort zone, when we don't know exactly how the day will unfold and when we are okay with that. So when I'm on vacation, I'm planning my days around what excites me. I didn't want to waste a minute. I want to explore, to connect and to taste and to learn and to feel, and I just want to be alive and experience as much as possible. And I really ate healthy and I gave myself the permission to enjoy. And I was simply living. And that's when I realized every time I've stepped away from what's familiar, I felt the same urge of energy. So when we return to our familiar environment, something subtle but powerful happens. We unconsciously re-enter what I call the predictability loop. The same routines, the same patterns, and the same inner dialogue. And our nervous system, especially the reticular activation system, filters out anything it deems familiar and safe. And so we stop noticing beauty, not because it's no longer there, but because we are no longer truly seeing it. And without realizing it, we shift from aliveness to autopilot. We stop planning with excitement, we stop seeking inspiration, and most dangerously, we stop dreaming. But here's the opportunity. You don't need to travel to feel alive again. You just need to disrupt your mental patterns by exciting the autopilot and re-entering your own life. You can recreate the feeling of aliveness, freedom, and discovery right where you are. And you can reawaken the same reward stems in your brain by bringing intentional novelty, joy, and beauty, and also mindful planning back into your daily life. And the best part is that you can start today. So here are 5 science-backed soul-aligned practices to help you feel alive again, no matter where you are. So first of all, create micro-adventures. This is so important. Visit, for example, a new coffee. Take a different walking route. Explore a hidden corner of your city, because this creates micro-moments of magic and sparks micro-dopamine, as small changes can bring big emotional shifts. Number 2 is plan with excitement, not from obligation. When we are traveling, we often plan our days with purpose, excitement, and anticipation. Why not bringing the same energy into your week? So ask yourself, what would genuinely light me up this week? And the next step is curate your environment for inspiration. Surround yourself with people, books, and content that awaken your curiosity and sense of opportunities, because your emotional environment is as important as your physical and emotional one. And the next point is reclaim your presence. Really slow down. Put away your phone during rituals and eat your meals slowly, or watch the light fall through your window. And also, for example, feel your breath. And those small moments can really become portals to reconnect with life if you choose to see them. And the next one is seek new conversations and ideas. Attend, for example, a workshop. Start a conversation with someone outside your circle and connect with someone who's challenging your perspective. Because sometimes the spark doesn't come from a new place, but from a new connection. And this shift from dull routine into radiant aliveness doesn't begin with a plane ticket. It starts with awareness, with intention, and also with your decision to bring more beauty, more discovery, and more joy into your day, starting now. Because life doesn't only love you when you are traveling, life loves you here too. And the question is just, are you present enough to receiving it? So here's what I want you to know to be true. If you've ever felt stuck, uninspired, or disconnected in your normal life and felt like your soul only wakes up when you are traveling, know this: you are just disconnected from the parts of you that thrive on exploration and wonder. And the good news is that you don't have to wait, you don't need to escape, and you are already having the access to the version of you that is curious, awake, and widely alive. Because travel reminds us who we really are, not the version of us that is optimized, productive, and perfect, but the one who is free, spontaneous, and deeply in love with life. It was just our environment and your mindset repeating what's familiar. But you have the power to disrupt that pattern. You have the power to step back into your own life through a new doorway. The doorway of courage, curiosity, and joy. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest destination isn't a place on a map. It's a version of you that's fully alive wherever you are. Because you don't need to wait for the next vacation to feel free. You can start bringing that version of yourself into your everyday reality, starting today. Because the sun doesn't only shine brighter in another country, your joy doesn't only exist in another timeline, because your life is always waiting to meet you. The question is just, are you present enough to receive it? And maybe, just maybe, the greatest destination isn't a place, it's a version of you, the one who is truly awake, curious, and in love with life. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need this reminder too. Or send it to someone who feels stuck in a loop of their own life. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and remarkabilize us, and also leave a review to share your reflections and also inspire someone else. I love to hear from you. All the best, your Alex.